Survivor. I got to tell you, I can never forget. I never will. One of the questions was, did I ever forgive the Nazis? Absolutely not. Never. Why? Because when we were gone, people say that most of them didn't know, a lot of them didn't know what was happening and all that stuff. When we were marching through the cities, through these camps, people who had windows open shouting dirty Jew. They would throw things at us, laughing. That's why we were marching when we were totally devastated. So my reflections on that is, how much do I got?
10 minutes.
Good. It's no, I will not forgive the Nazis. But I do, however, realize that the president, that the new generation, the generation of German population today, had nothing to do with the Holocaust. So I have no problem with the German people now. I'm sure they regret what had happened and how their grandparents participated in it, and I'm sure they tried to sort of hide the shame of it, because their grandparents did, in fact, murder people. They joined they joined this madman Hitler and his henchmen, and I don't believe that malarkey that they didn't know what was going on, because we were right out there. There was nothing. We were in camps that were not in holes. We weren't in some remote area. We were right in the German cities, and they could see us. So when they were trying to tell us they didn't know, that's I don't go for it. I don't believe it, and I know. So my question is, the question was, no, I do not forgive it. You could never forgive someone that murders your mother, that murders your sister, that murders everybody in your family. Now, I can understand that a madman who is mad, who just goes on a rampage, like someone you read here, that goes up on the tower and starts machine gunning people inadvertently, doesn't care if they're Jews, Christians, or whatever. That's a mind that is that's sick. And I can understand it. I don't want to, but I understand. But remember, these people they planned this, premeditated this whole madness. They built camps for that purpose. A question was from one of your students: was I ever privy to German technology? The only one I was privy to was they were building gas chambers that fast enough because they couldn't destroy us fast enough. And again, when I say us, I'm talking about there were 6 million Jews, there were 10 million, 20 million Russians. These are facts. They're in books. 10 million Christians, 1,900 priests, and another 40 million in the world that perished. That was not an accident. That was nowhere an accident. And the technology that they placed to destroy us, where they had these big trucks that would come to these camps, and they had gas chambers in them, portable gas chambers. Now you heard about gas chambers in Auschwitz, Dachau, Bergen-Belsen, and other, Treblinka. You heard of those probably. If you didn't, those were extermination camps. You had to be marched there, and you had to live there to be destroyed there. They wanted to get rid of us so fast so that the world didn't see what happened. They concocted these huge trucks with portable gas chambers, and they would put you in there, gas you, and they send you up to the crematorium. That's the technology I know about the Germans. I knew that they would line you up in front of big ditches, and they would just machine gun you right into the ditch. And by the way, I was one of the ones that dragged these bodies. That was one of my jobs, is to drag these bodies into these ditches. So, would I forgive? No, of course I can't forgive them. Neither would you. And if you would, then there's something wrong with you. then you have no past and you will have no future. Because in order to go on to the future, you have to reflect to your past. Without your past, your present is, you're going nowhere. And on another note, I want to tell you that the world hasn't learned much from what happened with the Holocaust. And again, I stress the Holocaust of humanity, not just Jews.